don't hear me, please let me know, or let me know if you can hear me. Oh, Patricia, you're there today. Hi. Hi, good day, Andre. Good day, Patricia. Good day, everyone. I see that we have Gugu Masinga also. Gugu, I think I'm seeing Gugu for the first time today. I think it's her first time. I've never seen her before. Hello, Gugu. Hi, Gert, how's it? Patricia, yes, so pleased to be back. Was away on business. Oh, okay. I'm happy you're back, Patricia. I hope you made a lot of business so that we can get more money to trade with. Louis Rasmus, hi, yes, I'm here for the first time. Oh, okay, Louis, that's fine. Gert, hi. Gert, good day. Pretty, hi, Gert, yeah, okay, fine, okay. Guys, I know a lot of you have maybe a couple of questions. I know yesterday we had a couple of trades, and some of those trades did not actually do very well. I think we actually got stopped out because of the stop loss levels that we had on those trades. And yeah, I know that when you ask me about when you ask me about some of the trades, you had already received trade ideas, trade ideas on them, and actually did not know that you guys had received some trades. I did not know, but it's fine. We can go through them and check what is going on. We can go through them and check what is going on. If you guys have any issues, you are welcome to talk about such issues now. There's one trade that was suggested this morning. I'm going to talk about it. In fact, I'm the one who picked it. Right now, it's not doing that great, but I believe that later on we're going to make some money out of it. That trade is the Euro GBP, the short. So we suggested a short on the Euro against the pound. We're going to have a look at it, and I don't know, maybe some of you can even tell me what they think about this trade, because I've done my analysis on it. It looked perfect at the time to go in when we sent out the message, but at the moment, it's not really going down as I expected, but I still believe that is going to go much lower. Another thing is that we have our stop loss hidden very far from the people that can actually try and take us out of this trade. I think that the trade is really going to do well. I don't know if anyone. Hi, good day, hi, good day, Lizzo. Um, uh, Fezega, hi. I don't know if any of you guys took this trade. Did anyone take the Euro GBP mini short? Gert says no. Hi, Gugu. You had a trouble entering it, but you think you might be doing something wrong on the order entry. Uh, okay, but what happened? What happened, Patricia? What is the problem? Because you just double click on the currency pair, it gives you the order entry window. Once you have that order entry window, you can just type in whatever information that you want to type in there and put in all the limits that you need to put in. But it's fine. Maybe we can talk about it some other time. But that shouldn't really be a problem, because you've been trading for quite some time on the platform. No, but I mean, did you make sure that it's a mini? Because I mean, you need to make sure that it's a mini. Do not trade a full contract. If it's a full contract, it won't go through. More especially if you don't have a lot of money in the account. Make sure that it's a mini. Yeah, I think I'm right there. I think I'm right there, Patricia. Andre, you saying that you did not take it. Fezega is saying that no, they didn't take it. Gugu is saying that no, they did not take it. Gert also. Guys, could you please tell me why you did not take it? Because I mean, to me, it looks good. Why did you not take it, guys? Oh, okay. Andre is saying that he took PIK this morning. Okay, that's fine. Kukuma Singh is, I'm still new in trading, in this trading thing. I'm still learning. Okay, fair enough, Kuku. I understand. You're still learning. So, yeah, uh, we'll try and take it one day at a time. I understand what you mean. You make perfect sense. Gert is saying that he also took PIK. Okay. How is PIK doing anyway? Let me check. PIK. Okay. Yeah, it's not looking good right now. I just want to quickly check it before I go back to that Euro GBP. Okay. We'll talk about this one. I mean later, guys. I just want us to quickly go back to this one. I know that most of you did not take it, but I just want to explain to you why I think maybe you should have taken this one. Okay, the first thing that I'm looking at, I don't know if you guys can see this clearly. When you look at that, you can see that it's been trading sideways. Trading between this point here where I have my cursor and the bottom part of the chart here around 0.87 300, and every time it gets to the top there around 0.89600, these levels, 0.89600, 0.89700. I mean, sellers come in and push the share down. So, or this currency pair down. The euro hasn't really managed to break above 0.89700 since September, October last year. So it's been a couple of months. It's been under a lot of pressure. Every time it gets to that level, they sell it. So that was the main reason, basically, why we wanted to sell this one. We're using that overhead resistance that we have here. If you check these turning points that I have here, where I have Makesa on right now, there's another one here, and when you come up here also, there's a little bit of selling that happens every time the price tries to move higher to those levels. So that was the main reason why we thought that maybe it's a good idea to go short on this one. Well, I mean, well, I mean, on the daily, if you check the daily, you can see here on the ninth. On the ninth, our moving average, we closed below our moving average. Although our moving average is still pointing up, it hasn't actually turned to show that it's now starting to come down. We closed below, and yesterday on the 12th, the market went down. The change wasn't that big. We're down only 16 basis points, and today the market hasn't really decided what it wants to do. We are still we are still up like 10 basis points, but at some point today, I think we are going to be trading below yesterday's closing levels. I think that we're going to see the stock coming down a bit. But guys, you know, there are no guarantees in the market. The market may decide to do its own thing. But this is an aggressive trade. We're doing this trade just to capture the movement down. I will show you why I'm saying that it's an aggressive trade. Let's check our weekly first. It's an aggressive trade because, I mean, you see, we are trading above our moving average on the weekly. Let me try and update this. We are trading above our moving average on the weekly. But what I'm looking at this area here. Around this area, a lot of selling happens each time the price tries to go up here, all the time. Even if you can put I mean, a horizontal line across here around 0.89339 or 0.89400. There's a lot of selling that always happens around this area. So it's a highly speculative trade, but I hope that it's going to work out because I'm using that key resistance area that we have there. So to me, it looks okay to go in and try and take that trade. On the monthly time frame also, we are still trading above our moving average. You can see that each time the price tries to go below that moving average, buyers come in and push the price higher. So we're going to see how this battle between the buyers and the sellers is going to end. I don't know whether the price maybe is going to finally come down maybe to 0.87661, or the buyers are going to win, or the bulls are going to win this battle here. I don't know what's going to happen, but I mean, let me show you something that I think is very important here. We'll put a horizontal line here below these closes. This is from June 2017. The price of the Euro GBP of this currency pair hasn't actually closed below this area, but I mean, it's visited this area so many times. In July, it touched this horizontal line that we have there. In September, it touched it. In November, it touched it. November touched it, December touched it, January touched it, February touched it. Now we are on March. I believe that maybe in March we are going to go back down there just to test that area there. If you are a long-term holder, you have a bigger account, you can actually even go in and buy maybe at this lower point here and hold this maybe for a month or two. I'm sure that if you do that, maybe there is a bit of money that you can make out of it. Okay, let's draw another one here let's draw another line here at the top. Where am I going to put this one? I'll put it here. In October, in October last year, we closed within this range. In November, we closed within this range. That range I'm talking about is well, I mean, let's just call it 0.89 there, the top, and I mean, the bottom of that range is 0.87645. So all these months we've been closing within this range, and in March, uh, there's a good chance that we are going to move lower and close within the same range again. But it may not happen. But I mean, that's what I'm looking at. That's the reason why I think that the Euro GBP is a short currently. Well, I mean, the monthly was looking well. I mean, the daily is looking good. Is showing some positive signs that the market is going to move lower. The hourly time frame. The hourly time frame is the only one that hasn't actually given us anything positive here. But I mean, there's something that I want to show you here again on the hourly time frame. Well, I mean, since we saw this decline on the Euro GBP, there is one thing that I've noticed. Every time it goes up, like you can see here where my cursor is, it goes up, then it breaks down. It goes up and we break down. Goes sideways a bit or up a bit and we break down. So I think what we have here is the same kind of setup. We are moving against the falling trend, or the trend that is going down, declining. And I think maybe at some point later today, we're going to break down, we're going to break lower. So that's what we are really looking at here. But I mean, let's wait. We've got our stop losses and our take profits in place. If it goes against us, we are going to take a loss. If it goes our way, we are going to make some money out of this trade. So we are going to leave it like this and see how it plays out. We're not going to interfere with it. We're just going to leave it like this. Okay, guys, that's the trade on the Euro GBP. Maybe you guys. Okay, Patricia, do you want to say something? Carry on. Oh, you found the right meaning now. Okay, no, that's perfect, Patricia. Yeah, that's the one that you should trade if you want to get involved on this one. Yesterday, I think you asked me about BAW. You did not touch on BAW yesterday, guys? I think we did. Let's quickly look at BAW. I was checking it this morning. It's fine, Raymond. Hi, how's it? Let's check Hello World. I want to remove all these lines that I have here so that I can probably remove all. There isn't. Well, I mean, on Hello World, the monthly chart looks I mean positive. We are still trading above our moving average. So for those people that are going to be holding Hello World for the next few months, they will do well if the market continues to move higher. So this is a sign that this market is likely to move higher. The fact that we are trading above our 10 simple moving average, that is a good sign. But currently, we are pulling back a bit. The market is taking a breather, which is good. So for those that want to maybe get stocks at cheaper prices, I think maybe this is an opportunity for that. First thing that I want us to to do here is to draw the trend line here, the trend line going up, the rising trend line on Palo Welt. I think we have two. Let me try and get another one. We may have more than two. This is our two trend lines that we have on Palo Welt. The next, oh sorry, the first trend line that we have is around 160, 158. Around 160, 158, I think if we get a positive signal, I mean, like maybe a bullish, I mean, a bullish reversal pin, we can go in there and buy some Palo Wells. Or if we get maybe some engulfing pattern, we can also go in and buy Palo Wells. But I mean, if you look at it on the daily time frame, it's under a bit of pressure because you can see it's trading below its 10 simple moving average here on the daily, and it's moving down. There's a good chance that we're going to come down to touch 160. I hope our rising trend line here, this one, let me try and make it thicker. Let me try and make it thicker. This one, I think this moving average is going to hold the price or contain the price and give buyers a bit of a bit of a chance here to go in and get involved on this one. But I mean, if it fails, the next target that I'm looking at, the next resistance, sorry, the next trend line I'm looking at, which is this one is quite long. It's from June last year. Not really like long, but I mean it's long. It's from June last year. The level I'm looking at there, I'm looking at anything between 155 and 154 on Palo World. I'm looking at 155 and 154, but at the moment, buying Palo World, it really seems like catching a falling knife here because you don't know exactly what's going to happen here. Yeah, we sent out a trade idea this morning, talking about, I mean, PIK, saying that it looks like a buy. So we'll have a look at it and understand exactly how the levels look on that one. Well, I mean, I'm done with Barloworld. Barloworld right now to me doesn't look like. I mean, it's at the right levels to buy it. I would look maybe to buy it around 160, 158 if we get a nice bullish reversal. If you want to do a blind entry, you can do a blind entry. But I mean, the issue with blind entries, guys, is that I mean, the stock goes against you maybe for maybe a couple of days before turning and moving your way. So that is a problem sometimes. If you're a long-term guy, I think blind entries are okay because you know that maybe you have about maybe 6 months to hold the stock. But I mean, if you are a short-term guy, you don't want to try and do blind entries because I mean your entries should be very accurate. Okay, let's look at PIK. PIK. Okay. 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 I want to remove all the lines that I've just drawn here. Well, I mean, PIK, before I draw my lines, let's go back to candles. The time frame that we have is a monthly time frame. Uh, we are trading above the 10 simple moving average, which is a positive sign for the stock. I think there's a good chance that you're still gonna tick higher on PIK. But let's now look at the entry. Let us now look if our entry is perfect. That's our main overhead resistance there around 79.80 levels. 74, 75 is another area of resistance that we have here. Uh, 67 is our support. And 70 bucks is our resistance currently. 69.50, 70 bucks is our resistance on World according to the monthly time frame. Okay, we have our support at this point here around 68, 68.20, 68.26. I think I've covered all the levels. I'm going to leave this one. I'm going to leave this turning point here. I'm not going to mark it. I'm going to leave it because I mean the market has just reversed, so there's no need for us to go back there. If there's a need, we will go and check it out. Okay, let's do the line first. This is 10 years. I know I have too many lines now, guys, but I mean, I'm trying to mark each and every turning point that we have here so that we understand why the market turned where it turned. Okay. Okay. Uh, 69.50, 70 bucks is a problem for us on PIK. If we close below 69.50 today or close below 70 rands, there is a good chance that maybe we're going to see a bit more sell off, maybe going down towards 67. If 67 fails to hold, the next level I'm looking at is 64. It's possible that the price can come down on PIK, can come down to 64. Why am I saying that? On the daily, we are trading below our moving average. The first recent close below the moving average was on the 8th. 9th, we're below. 12th, we're below, which was yesterday. And today, we are trading below. It's still intraday. The session hasn't ended yet. We're going to end our trading session at 5. So that's when we're going to know for sure whether there's going to be more selling pressure on PIK or not. If we close below our moving average again and we close below 69.50, chances are there's going to be more selling pressure over the next maybe couple of days on PIK. We could see maybe the price coming down maybe to 67. If 67, 67.10. If 67.10 fails to hold, we may finally come down to 64. I think 64 is some major support on PIK. Even if you don't, even if you get stopped out in the current trade idea, you can always go in around 64. So if you keep an eye on 64, you write that down and you monitor PIK over the next couple of days, you may still get in at 64 and make more money. Because I mean, if you go in at 64, you can even make your uh, uh, take profit or your target 74 on PIK. At the moment, it's not really looking that great. Let's check how how the hourly looks. Okay, guys, this is our hourly time frame. All these levels that I've mentioned, yeah, they are showing here. You see here, even on the hourly, we are trading below our moving average currently. The first hour of trading, we closed below the moving average and we went down, so we are still trading below. We are just above the support that we have around 68.26. If that support fails, the next support we are looking at 67. If 67 fails, we are looking at 64. So I need you guys to keep these levels. And not forget them. I just need you guys to remember them. Make sure that when the market maybe comes down, these are the levels that you are looking at. These are the levels where you can buy maybe PIK again. Because I mean, this market is looking positive. But right now, I mean, there's just a bit of sell-off. It doesn't mean that this market is going to go down forever. Also, another thing, there is this rising trend line that I see here from October 2017. I don't know if you guys can see this line. Let me try and make it thicker. No, I want to make it thicker. I want to make this line thicker. According to this line, we are looking at 67, 66. Even sorry, if we do get a sell-off in this market, but I mean the U.S. futures are looking positive. There's a good chance that we could maybe pick up and start moving higher. I don't know. Okay, guys. Is there anyone that has? Okay, let me see. Should we? No, you don't lower the. No, don't lower the stop loss. Gert. It's fine. If the market goes against you and it reaches your stop loss, you should be taken out of that trade because we're trying to take away all the emotions. That is why we have our take profit and our stop loss in place. Even if the market goes against you, allow it to do that. You will get another chance to go in again. Like I said, around maybe 64, 65, you can go in again. But if the market decides maybe to turn around 67, if you get a chance, you can go back there in again. It's not an issue really. Okay, so Raymond is saying to him, it has formed a head and shoulder, so it's a downtrend. I don't know. What time frame are you referring to there, Gert? Sorry, Raymond. What time frame are you talking about? Where is that head and shoulders? Where do you see that one, Gert? Oh, sorry, Raymond. Because Raymond, these patterns uh, are going to confuse you. That is why I always say that people mustn't focus more on patterns. They must just focus more on the direction of the market. Like maybe check your moving averages. What are your moving averages telling you? But I can't see any head and shoulders here. Gert. That's my problem. Because this is a this is a daily time frame. Where it's trading right now, I think this market maybe can come down to 67. From 67, maybe 65, 64. From there, I expect the price to move higher again. Because if you look at your, let's look at your weekly. You see, well, on the weekly, last week, let's see how we closed. The SMA was at 70 bucks, and the close was at 69.98. So on a weekly closing basis, we were below the moving average. So maybe that's why we have a bit of a sell-off on this one. But I do not really think that this is going to be a massive sell-off because if you look at your monthly time frame, you're still trading above your moving average there. You're still above your moving average. There's a good chance that buyers are going to come in and push this market up, push it maybe back up to 79 bucks or 79 bucks or 78.30. I do not think that this is going down. Oh, okay. Well, Chloe, you can go in if it goes down to 67, but you must understand that that is a blind entry. It's a blind entry. If you get a positive a reversal sign, like maybe a bullish pin bar around your support, it makes sense for you to go in. But if there is nothing like that, you just feel that you want to go in because you like the level, you can do that. But you must know that there is no confirmation yet, because it is important that you wait for your confirmation to come through before you take a trade. Otherwise, you are going to have a problem. Confirmations come in different ways. Some come in form maybe of a moving average. If you see the price crossing above your moving average and ticking higher, closing above, then maybe you can go in and take the trade. Sometimes when you get to maybe some important support area, like here, we had this positive hammer here. The market hit this area, produced this positive hammer, started moving higher. So you can use that to go in and buy that market, because I mean there is some confirmation that there is rejection around this area. Buyers are there, they are rejecting the price, they are pushing the price higher. So yeah, you must be very careful there. So even if you do go in at 67. Okay, guys. Is there anyone that has a question about anything about maybe the trade idea that we sent out maybe this morning? Let me check what else was sent out again this morning. Euro GBP have covered. Okay, RMH. I don't know if RMH is still there, but let me just put it here. We sent out RMH also. I don't know if you guys took part in RMH. It's looking positive right now. It's up almost 1%. Monthly time frame is looking positive. We're trading beyond our moving average. We're looking good. So this is just a healthy pullback. I'm happy with it. For the long-term holders, they are going to do well, I think, on RMH going forward. Let's now look at the daily time frame here. This is where our resistance is currently around 83.60, 84. We had a bit of a double top situation there happening. Won't take this part here. Let me just go back to our candles now. Well, I mean, our daily, we had a minor double top here. We had a minor double top here happening. The price crossed below our moving average for the first time. Not for the first time. It closed below the moving average on the 7th. On the 7th, and again on the 8th, it was below yesterday. Sorry, on the 9th again it was below. Yesterday the price tried to move up a bit, but I'm looking at 84 as some overhead resistance that we need to take out before maybe we can move higher to 89. If this price, maybe even if it does go up today, I think that we're going to have a problem when you get to 84. Maybe you can mark that level, guys, on RMH. When we get to 84, I think we may encounter some resistance there. There may be a little bit of I mean selling, because I mean we are trading below our moving average. There is that uh, a small resistance that we have there. We may see maybe the price maybe being pushed maybe from 84 or 83 60, 83 60, 83 50 levels, being pushed down maybe back to 79 bucks. I think it's possible that we're going to get some sellers around this area here where I have my cursor, 83.64, 84, and the price could go back down to 79. If 79.10, 79 doesn't hold, we may see maybe 76 on this one. We may see 76 before moving higher, but it's all going to depend on the mood in the market. If the mood improves in our market, there's a good chance that we're going to move higher over the next couple of days. If it doesn't, we may be seesawing, moving sideways, not really picking any direction in this market. It's fine, Patricia. We'll have a look at it. I think no one will have a problem with that. We'll have a look at it. Here it's looking good. On the monthly, it's looking good. We spoke about it yesterday. We said, I think yesterday or a few days ago, I can't remember exactly. We haven't we haven't managed to close above 65. Okay, let me see, what is this? 65.35, 65.31. We haven't managed to close above 65.40 in 1, 2, 3, in almost 4 months. 65, 65.40 is very important on Woolworths. We need to take out 65.40 maybe on a monthly closing basis. If we can do that, there's a good chance that we could see the price of Woolies taking off. At the moment, it looks like we are stuck below 65.40 every time. The price, but I'm talking about the monthly chart now. I mean, on a monthly chart, we haven't really closed above 65.40, so that area is very important. If we can get a monthly close above 65.40, I think this 65.30, 65 area could provide us with some much needed support that we need here on Woolies, and we could see the price of Woolies maybe springing higher towards 74, 75 levels. Those are the levels I'm looking at going forward. At the moment, it looks like 65.40 is a big problem. But I mean, if you're looking on a daily closing basis, the area that I'm looking at is 68, 67. Every time the price of Woolies gets to 67, 68 levels, sellers come in and push the price lower. So those are the levels that I think are important to keep an eye out for. But I mean, if you look at your moving average, you're trading above your moving average, that is positive. Now let's look at the daily to get the levels from a lower time frame. Okay, this is what I was talking about on the daily. You see this area where I have my Kesa on. It's between 68.53 and 67.35. Every time the price gets there, I mean, sellers come in and push the price lower. So at the moment, we haven't managed to crack this area here. We need to get, even on a daily basis, we need to see the price maybe closing above, I would say maybe 68. If we can get a positive close above 68 and a follow through, we are definitely going to move higher, maybe to these areas here, 74, 75. At the moment, it doesn't look like we are doing very well on Woolworths. We've just been seesawing the whole time. Woolworths does not really want to move higher. Okay, one worrying factor that I have here. I understand that there is a little bit of support here. There is a little bit of support here if you connect these turning points. That support comes in at I think around this area, around 60, 63.50. Let's check. It comes in around 63.50, 63.60. There's a bit of support here over the past couple of days since Feb. We haven't actually closed below 63.50. On the 21st here of Feb, it tried to break down. Buyers came in, pushed the price up. Here again on the 2nd of March, the sellers tried, but I mean the price managed to stay above 63.50, 63.60. So 63.60 is very important, but I'm worried that we are still below our moving average. We need the mood of the market to improve for us to move higher. If it doesn't, there's a good chance that we could maybe go back to the 60s on Woolworths. There's a good chance that we could go back maybe down to 60, 62, 61.50 on Woolworths. But I mean, right now, I wouldn't buy Woolworths as a short-term trader. If you are a long-term guy, yes, you can buy Woolworths around these levels if you are a long-term guy. But I mean, if you are trading short-term like we do here, I wouldn't go in and buy it. There is nothing that shows that Woolworths is going to move higher anytime soon. Patricia, are you happy with that? I have a limit order to enter at 105. Okay. But what was your take profit? What is your take profit on Woolworths, Patricia? 75. Yeah, 75 is possible, like I said, but we first need to take out 67, 68 area before we take out this area. Let me see. Before we take out this area here, let me try and highlight this. We need to take out this area with a dotted line. Before we clear this area, chances of us getting to 75 right now they are very slim. 67, 50, 68 is some serious. Sorry about that. Is some serious resistance for us on Woolworths. So that's my problem with Woolworths at the moment. Maybe what you can do, Patricia, maybe you can wait for the price to go back maybe up to 67, 68. See what it does when it gets there. If it shows signs that it wants to come off again, you can just kill it. You can just kill it with a small profit around maybe 67.50, 68. That's what I think maybe that you can do. Okay, Gert is looking at CFR. Guys, well, I mean, I don't like CFR. I think we spoke about CFR a couple of days ago. I don't want to contradict myself here, but I think we spoke about it. I think that CFR is likely to move much, much lower. over the next couple of months or weeks, because I mean the main thing that I'm looking at there, I'm looking at the rand strength. The rand is very strong, and CFR is a rand hedge. They don't like the stronger rand, so that could be maybe the reason why we could see the prices on CFR really I mean, declining over the next couple of weeks, if not months. Let us look for our support and resistance levels on this one. That is our resistance there. Resistance here, 107.97, 108 area. We have a little bit of support here around one. Around 104.87. Support around 95, 95.50. I'm not going to mark these, but I mean you can mark them. We're going to have too many lines. We have some support again around 90 bucks, around 87. So those are the levels that I've just marked here. Your monthly time frame, you see, we are trading below our moving average. We've been below our moving average since the end of December 2017. January, we were above. Sorry, we're not above. We closed below, but I mean the market was up 2.6%. And in Feb, we went down 8.3%, and month to date, we are up 1%. We are just flat. I cannot call that up. We are flat. Now let's do the the daily time frame to time our entry. You know, guys, what I think is happening here is the same stuff that happened here. I'll mark this level like this, like this. You see what happened here? What happened here? Yeah, I'll mark just these two areas. You see the market the market went up a bit and it came down. It went flat for a couple of days here, and it went down. Uh, right now, that's what I think is happening with CFR. I think CFR is going to go to from here. I think it's likely to go to 108, 108, maybe even 109. After 109, if you see it crossing or closing below the moving average, like here, this was on the 5th of Feb 2018. If you see something like this, if you see the price closing below the moving average, closer to 109, 108, you can just go in and take a shot there, because I mean, really, I think the price of CFR is still going to move lower over the next couple of months, uh, according to what I can see from the trend that I have in front of me. This is not a call that I'm making here. I'm just looking at the trend lines that I've just, I'm looking at the trend line. I'm looking at the horizontal lines that I've just drawn here. I don't make calls. I look at those lines. If those lines tell me that I must go short, I go short. If they tell me that I must go long, I go long. So this is not a call I'm making here, but I'm just asking you guys to stay vigilant and make sure that you wait for the market maybe to get to 108, 109. When it gets to 108, 109, I think there's going to be some serious selling pressure coming through in CFR. That's the level that I'm looking at here. So really, to me, CFR is not a very good buy at the moment. Plus, another thing that we have here is the falling trend line that we have. The falling trend line that we have on CFR. This falling trend line here. I'm going to make it thicker. You see, this falling trend line that we have here, we are very close to it. We may not even get to 109. I'm looking at anything above maybe 107 to 108. I think there could be a little bit of selling that's going to come back. Again here around 108, 107 on CFR. I think we're going to have something like this again, and the price is going to go below that, and there's going to be some sell off. Then the next level I'm looking at 95 on CFR. I'm looking at 95. If 95 fails, I'm looking at 83. I'm not going to mention 90 and 87. I'm looking at 83, around 83, 80 levels. That's where I think the stock will really pick up and move higher, maybe move back to above 112, 115 on CFR. That's what I'm looking at. I don't think that right now CFR is a good share to to buy. Okay, guys, any more questions? IMP has been in a downtrend, Raymond, for a very long time. It's been trading below its monthly moving average for a very long time, but I mean, we'll quickly go check it out. Raymond, I'm not too sure about it being a short at these levels, but I mean, according to the moving averages, it's looking very weak. It's not looking good. But I mean, we'll try and get the levels on it. But I mean, if you look at it from 2014, it has been trading below the moving average. The only time it went above the moving average was in March 2018, and it crossed below again late 2016 in November. and it has been trading below the moving average since, from about $50 to the current levels where we are now. If you had just gone short on this one based on this break below the moving average late in 2016, in November to be exact, you could have actually made a lot of money on it. So I do not really like Implats right now. Okay, let's try and get the levels on Implats. I'm not a value investor. I'm a technical trader. So I'm just looking at technicals. I know that the guys that do maybe valuations on companies and look for the fair value on a stock, or I mean, they think that maybe right now implants is dead cheap. I'm not looking at that. I'm just looking at it from a technical perspective. So to me, it's not a buy yet. Okay, this point here, I think is very important on implants. That close, if you check at the top, that close is 2504. That close is 2504. I think that is our support on implants, and our resistance is at 31. Resistance is at 31, support is at 24, according to the monthly chart. Now let's move over to a lower time frame. Lower time frame. Yeah, there's some culprits waiting here, waiting to buy the stock. I don't like calling the bottoms, guys. Calling the bottoms and the tops in the market. That's very dangerous. But if you look at this point, this was in 2017. The market turned around here and started moving higher to $70, and right now we are very close to 25. So I would say between 25 and 2350. I think there are some serious buying orders or buy orders waiting there to buy implants between 25 and 2350. I think we have some serious guys waiting to buy implants there. At the moment, I don't think that it's reached. A stage where we can buy it. But I mean, if you look at it, you look at the price is trading below the moving average, is still moving lower. Today it tried to go down to 25, and there were buyers waiting there that pushed the price up. Let's see what happens over the next couple of days. But I mean, if we get any cross above the moving average, closer to this 25 and this 23, and this 23 that I've just mentioned here, I think maybe buyers are going to come in and start buying implants again. But I mean, it hasn't been doing very well over the past couple of months. It hasn't been doing very well. So yeah, the levels I'm looking at 25 and 2350. Those are the levels I'm looking at. That's where maybe I would want to go in and buy implants if I get a positive signal or price action signal. Otherwise, I cannot touch it. I cannot go short. I cannot go short either. It's very close to these levels I'm talking about. We are very close. So I think it's too late. Maybe if you had gone short in here, maybe around $30, aiming for 25. That makes sense. Okay, Raymond, are you happy with that? Yes, no? Okay, guys, if you have any questions, please shoot before we end the session. Okay, Patricia, you're welcome. Let's have a look at AVI, like Gertes asked. The next one is tomorrow, Raymond, same time, 12 to 1. Mm. Okay, Gert, the first thing you're going to look at our our monthly time frame. The monthly time frame is saying positive. So if you are a long-term holder or a long-term investor, you should do well on this one going forward. Right now, we're just having this breather that we're having. The main levels to look at. These are the levels: 107.50, 107.50, and this one here on a monthly chart, and 110.50, 110, 111, somewhere there. Those are the levels I'm looking at. Anywhere between 110.50 or 111 and 107.50. I think this is a buy zone around 107.50 and 111. I think that is a buy zone. Now let me look at the daily. For okay, the daily. Okay, I'm not going to change that. Kagiso, I know that is true. That is why I always urge people to have their laptops when attending the webinar, because I mean you cannot really see what I'm showing. I understand. You make perfect sense. You make perfect sense. It's very difficult. On the daily, I'm going to highlight. I'm going to put this line. This is our resistance on the daily chart, and this is from our monthly. Now let's go back here. Okay. uh, okay. Well, I mean, I want us to focus on the dotted lines. The first dotted line is around 113. The second one, which is our base, is around 103 on AVI. On a monthly chart, AVI is on a positive trend. It's moving up. It's bullish, but currently it seems like we're having like a normal breather. Well, I mean, we can say that it seems like, because we don't know what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks. Maybe there's going to be a massive sell-off in the market, and if that sell-off happens, I don't know how the market is going to, or the market participants are going to react to that. So right now, it seems like we are trading between. Well, I mean, we are trading between 113 and I'm looking at 103 there. I think 103 is possible here, because I mean, the first thing that you need to check, we are trading below the moving average. We have been trading below the moving average since the 7th, and we haven't managed to break above it. Check today's bar. Today's bar, we tried to move higher. The high today was 109. What was it? It was 117. The price tried to move up to 117, and there were sellers waiting to sell here. Sellers came in, they pushed the price lower. We are below this line, that the dotted line that I have here, around 112.98. If we close below 112.98 today, I think maybe over the next couple of days will come down to 107.52 or 107.50. If 107.50 fails to contain the price, I think we'll come back down to 103. I think 103 is a better level for those that want to go in and buy maybe AVI. Right now, I suggest that maybe guys just take a back seat. But I mean, those two levels, I think they are worth marking. You must mark 113, which is your current resistance. That's if we close below 113 today. If we close below 112.98, 113, that area is going to be our serious resistance, maybe over the next couple of days. The next level we look at is 107.50, 108. If that area fails to hold, we're coming down to 103. Around 103, I think buyers are going to step back in and start buying the stock up. You'll either wait for price action, maybe in a form of a pin bar reversal. Reversal, bullish pin bar reversal. If you see something like this around these levels, you see this bar here, this bar. If you see something like this with a big tail below it and a small head, you can maybe use that to go into the market to buy it, or you can wait for your price to cross above your 10 simple moving average on a daily time frame. If that happens, you can go in and start buying, and that way I think you will be successful on this trade. If you buy around 103, aiming for 113, I think it's a good risk reward ratio. If you can afford to maybe hold on when it gets to maybe 113, hoping maybe for a break above, you can do that. But I mean, you can always take profits around 113. That's actually around 10% if you're buying from 103 to 113. That's a bit of money. We are trading below our moving average on AVI, below our support levels. I don't think that AVI right now is a good stock to buy. Let's wait maybe for 107.50. After 107.50, we are looking at 103. Around 103, I think that's where you can even try to do a blind entry, although I do not recommend that you do that. Guys, thank you so much. If anyone still has some questions, you're more than welcome to ask. You're welcome. Oh, Gert, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Raymond, see you tomorrow, big guy. Andre, thank you for attending, big guy. See you tomorrow. Patricia, thank you so much. Gugu, and who else is new here? Sikhumbuzo is not new. Good. Did you understand what I was trying to explain here? Did you understand? I just want to quickly go back and explain to you so that you can understand why I was why I was saying that maybe some of these stocks are still going to go lower or some are starting to pick up. Good. Do you still have time so that I can go back and try and explain so that you can understand? Do you still have time? If you don't have time, it's fine. You can join us again tomorrow. I will be doing the same thing. Eventually, you'll understand. Or else you can just send me an email to sihle@quicktrade.co.za. If you have any questions, shoot me an email and we will communicate. You're welcome, Pretty. Guys, thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.